What's going on, Appliance Boot Camp? I apologize. I just took notice. I saw that I had scheduled the time for the actual show to start at 9 o'clock. I want to apologize. We'll give YouTube a few minutes to come through and to let everybody know that we are live. We'll give YouTube a few minutes to let them know that we are live. I didn't know I had done it. My mind is everywhere. We got the hands-on live event coming up next week. We got the hands-on live event coming up next week. So can't wait to see the people who coming in for that. Some of the got several alumni who have reached out, say they coming. Can't wait to see them. Also, like always, we got popcorn for sale. If you like, click on the link in the description. Order some popcorn. We'll send it to you. And like I said, I apologize. I put 9 o'clock in. I've been on the phone the last couple of days with my accountant, uh, uh, trying to get my taxes down. Ain't no way around them. I got. I'm gonna have to pay Uncle Sam some money this year. But because I I follow the 15% tax thing. I have it, but I had planned to spend it. I had planned to spend that tax money. Boy, oh boy, I had planned to spend it, and there's no way around it. Like I'm gonna have to give unto Caesar what is due. Um, and uh, and it was funny. It's Appliance Boot Camp fault. I want to thank you all. It's a great problem to have. Appliance Boot Camp has pushed me to a point where I'm making quite a bit of money, and I'm making me have quite a big tax bill, but not relative to how much money I made. But I just didn't want to give up the money, but I got to give it up. There's no way I could do anything to get past it. So that's kind of where my mind is at. Just looking at that tax bill, and we trying to figure out ways we can do stuff. And so I'll be honest. A lot of people have come to me about doing some stuff. A little bit more charitable giving. I don't know how charitable I'm going to be in 2022 because I'm telling you, I'm going to tell them they have to go get it from the government because I'm telling you they're going to rip me a new one. Also, I got projects I'm finishing up, so all of that stuff is going on in my head. But like always, I enjoy talking to you all, and this is one of the highlights of the week, being able to come talk to you all. And tonight's topic that we're going to be talking about is one that we've talked about several times before, but we have new people constantly coming into Appliance Boot Camp. We have new people constantly starting their business. So a lot of our topics are going to have to get rehashed because when people come into Appliance Boot Camp and they start running their business, um, they run into the same problems that the previous alumni ran into. And so sometimes we have to come back and remind them. And one of the things that we have to do, we have to keep letting everybody know that appliance repair is a lifelong learning career. It's not going to be a career like like let's say for instance if I was somebody who was going to be a knee surgeon and I was going to do knee replacements. Yes, some of the equipment and some of the technology they use to examine the knees and to do the knee replacement that might change. As far as the structure of the knee, the knee hasn't changed since the beginning of time. It's the same. The makeup of a good knee is going to be the same. Human beings don't evolve and their bone structures and their joints don't advance like technology. Unlike your appliance repair is all appliances today. 2 years from now, be obsolete. The technology in them is constantly changing and constantly improving. So you're gonna constantly have to be learning all the time. It's not gonna be something where you're gonna be able to take a class, and after you take that class, you're gonna know everything. It's not going to be something you're going to be able to take a class and you're going to be done. You're going to have to constantly be educating yourself. You're going to be constantly reading service manuals. It's not something that's going to stop. Now you get better at it. You don't have to spend as much time. And then a lot of times, once you start knowing, get a better grasp on the mechanical stuff, how mechanical stuff work, you don't have to spend as much time. But if you just starting out, you only going to be able to do one or two stops per day. One stop really per day. Um, so you don't want to be beating yourself up. I'm having, I've had maybe six, seven, maybe probably more than that. I had probably 10 to 12 people this week call me. Hey, I'm out here doing, I started my, doing my appliance repair business. But it's taken me a long time to not diagnose the stuff. And I don't feel like I'm advancing or learning anything like I should. So I asked him, well, how long you been doing it? Oh, 2 weeks. I've been doing it a month, maybe 3 months. What do you expect? You think you're gonna just come out here in appliance repair, uh, take the course, read the service manual, and you're just gonna walk out there and be a master at repairing appliances? No, you're gonna spend 3 4 hours out there in front of one appliance. You're gonna have to go back. That's another thing too. I had some guy call me. He been doing it a week, and he want to know about first time completes. I was like, I was like, you be if you can get it done in 2 to 3 times, you're gonna be good. Don't worry about the first call completes. You're out here now training and learning. Um, when you're out here training and learning, it's not so much about being fast and getting and rushing through. It's about learning the mechanics behind how these appliances are working, getting a great foundation, and then you start to work on efficiency and first time completes and stuff like that. What happens a lot of times, you all are, you know, it's good that we have so many people in the appliance repair field now that are doing so great things. Um, but those guys had a advantage and a disadvantage. The advantage was they didn't have nobody in front of them that they were trying to gauge themselves against. They were able to work because it wasn't no the bar hasn't been set, and it wasn't no place they were just they could operate on their own. There was nothing they could be judged against. So they were able to operate fine and enjoy the process, learn it, make their money, and enjoy their business while feeling like they had to prove themselves or get judged against somebody. But what's happening now, the guys who's coming in now, they're seeing the people who've been doing it 2 years, 1 year, and they're saying, well, this person right here is doing this, and they got all of this. I'm doing something wrong. I need to be where they're at right now, and they're judging themselves to those guys and trying to guys and young ladies trying to be exactly like them. And I'm telling them that hey, you gotta slow down and just enjoy it. You know what happens throughout school and stuff that we've been lied to where people told us everybody's equal that you can do the same thing everybody else can do and that you can operate at the same capacity. We've given these kids participation awards and all that stuff, all doing school, sports and everything. They never had to, and they don't get F's anymore in class. They don't. It's hard for them to flunk. So it's hard for they never had a defeated got to where they had to conquer or ever been defeated. So the first sign of getting defeated, they want to quit or they think they're not cut out for it. But they don't know that's a process of learning. You're not when you it's not you're not making mistakes. You're actually learning, and that's how you learn by doing those things, by finding stuff that doesn't work. Like Thomas Edison when he was trying to find the filament for the light bulb, and he went through 1,000 things, and people say, "Well, how do you feel? You don't failed at it 1,000 times." He said, "No, I just found 1,000 things that won't work." Well, you got to look at your business the same way. You're going out here, and you're starting to do something that you have never done before. You're starting to learn how to think, and you in the process of you learning how to think, you got to realize this thing is not something that you can just call and somebody know exactly what's going on. I get this question all the time. I got to go out. Washing machine is not spinning. What's wrong with it? I don't know. That's why you're going out there to find out what's wrong. And that's why you're gonna do your pregame. And what happened, I'm finding out some of the a lot of customers ask those same questions. My washer is not spinning. What's wrong with it? How much it's going to cost? I don't know. Where that's the same mindset that some of the technicians are coming through here. They're thinking that same thing. That you're supposed to be able to know exactly what's wrong with it. You don't. You're gonna have to go there and test it and figure out what's wrong with it. And you gotta go there and take your time. The people who buy home warranties that you're gonna start off with, they're getting their stuff repaired at a discount rate. And you're not getting top notch pay from the third party warranty. Not if you like you're making CODs. So it's a trade off. They're getting somebody to come work on their appliances, and they're getting a discounted rate, and you're getting a chance to go out there and get trained, and you're getting paid the rate for an entry level entrepreneur going into appliance repair, and which is still great money. A lot of you all are coming out of hourly jobs and stuff, and I just looked for $90,000 a year. It's not for $42 per hour to do that, and the home warranties are paying you $85 an hour. So that's twice as much as somebody who's making 90,000 a year is getting paid. So don't be out there being rushing it. Take your time. Don't feel like you're up against some type of race, or you're competing against other people that have came through appliance boot camp. Just take your time and go out there. And if you have to go three times, that's no problem. There's not nothing to feel bad about if you have to go three times. A lot of times, even today, something I haven't worked on, I might have to go three, four times to get it fixed. But that's as you start to do more of the service calls, you get comfortable. You eventually get those times down. You eventually get more efficient, and you won't have as many of those dog fights as you have right now. But you're gonna have to get over that wall, and you're gonna have to get past it. And it's not just the appliances you gotta fight. You got to fight learning how to keep your books. You got to fight learning how to handle your finances. That's another thing too with this appliance repair and running your own business. You're not going to be able to blow your money. You're not going to be able to be have no piss poor financial habits. You're going to have to stick to those. That's me telling myself too. You're going to have to stick to those percentages. Because otherwise it's going to bite you at the end of the year. And that tax money, this me talking to myself too, telling you that 15% tax. That's why I put it into another bank so I can't touch it. That's to make sure that you clear your tax bill at the end of the year. And yes, some years you're gonna do well, and you'll be able to keep that and get a refund. Matter of fact, last year I was able to keep it and get a refund. This year I'm gonna have to I'm paying that back ahead some, but we're looking for next year. Next year will be better. Um, I'll be able to maybe get another refund back. But that 15% is for the tax bill. You can't spend it until after your taxes are settled. Then you get whatever's left. That's what you get to spend. So all that stuff you're gonna have to be able to do. You're gonna have to. We're lucky with appliance repair. It doesn't require us to do a lot of marketing. The business itself market for itself right now. Um, but you're gonna have to learn the customer service. You're gonna have to learn logistics. All that stuff you're gonna have to learn, and also you're gonna have to learn how to repair these appliances. It used to be when I was an engineer, we used to say we used to when we we're developing products to put out there. we would do get the product 80%, 75 to 80% complete, meaning we had found most of the problems and it was 75, 80% complete. The last 20% and 25% uh, of developing a product, that's the hardest part, and that's what the customer does. So you actually release the product out to the customers. The customers would then go out there and they would put the product in different scenarios that we had never even thought of to find additional problems. They'll report those problems back to us. We'll have what we call engineering change orders. We have ECMs, or you do a revision to fix those problems. Then you re-release it, and it would take us two or three revisions before we had a stable product that was able to go. But now, um, because of technology and the push to be the market leader and to be on the cutting edge, the products don't have a chance to get stable. Meaning, for instance, like the LG refrigerator compressors and stuff. They push the product out there, and you having a bunch of problems, and you got to go out there and fix them. They know we got to fix them, but instead of working through those compressor issues and those software issues that they have, they now are going into a whole different product. Like they're now going to R600, and now they never got that product stable, and they got all the problems with it. They're now bringing a whole new product out there, and that whole new product run into the same problems 2 or 3 years down the road. You're gonna find problems, and they won't have a chance to get that stabilized until they go into the next thing. So that's why now you don't see the quality that you used to get in products and equipment because the run don't last long enough for them to fix the problem. You know, the run might last 1 or 2 years, and then they totally revamp it. And by that time, before they could fix those problems, they introducing a whole new platform. They're gonna have its own problems that they're not gonna be able to introduce. And that's where we're heading now with our products. So if with you as an entrepreneur and appliance repair guy, you don't get a chance to actually to get like we had the direct drive washing machines. That direct drive washing machine from Whirlpool, that platform was 10, 15, almost 20 years. So you had a chance to learn everything about it before you went out there, and you was gonna see a bunch of them. Same thing with the Maytag, the Pinnacle kit. You know, you had 15, 20 years, almost 30 years of them producing the exact same product on the same platform. So you knew exactly what parts you need to have. You knew exactly what was going to happen. You could actually master that. Versus now, you got all these different washers and dryers on, that does all these different things that you have to know on the fly, and you're not going to have a time to actually master everything. You're going to be out there with the service manuals. You're going to be out there constantly learning all the time. So same thing. It getting to a point where it's going to be not many first time completes because a lot of the stuff like control boards and you got so many unless you start just working on one specific brand. If you just can work on Samsung and LG, then you could probably start stocking parts just for them. But now if you're trying to fix everything, it's just too many varying parts and too many high expensive control boards and stuff that it's going to be almost irrelevant for you to think you're going to get a first time complete. I got out of looking at first time completes maybe about 6 years ago. And I say from the time they call me, from the day they call me until I get the machine up, I want to be no more than 3 to 4 days. So if they call me on Monday, by Thursday, by Wednesday or Thursday, their machine is up and running. Because now we have the shipping and stuff, especially with Marcone having so many warehouses next so close that you can go out there and you can order the part and they'll have it the next day or the day after. Then you come back out and install the part. So I just started looking at it like that, and not thinking so much I'm going to get so many first calls complete. But eventually, that's the way it's going to be. You're not going to get a lot of first call completes unless you're going to specify specific brands that you work on because it's gonna cost too much money to warehouse all those parts. Just like now, if I want to go buy if I want to go buy a pair of sneakers, they only got one or two sizes in the mall, and you go in. That's just for you to look at them, and then you order them, and you come back the next day or a day two later and pick them up. They don't do like it used to be back in the day. They had all these different sizes and stuff. And you come in, you walk out the store with what you want. Now you go to the mall, you order them, they'll ship them to your house. You know, they don't have them in the store to sell to you. But that's the kind of way that we're going too, where the malls and stuff like that is mainly just a place where you can just go touch it. Then they want you to go back home on your internet and buy the thing. Um, the appliances, that's the way we're going, where we're going to be out there. Unless you're going to, before you go, you're going to send out like New Leaf does. New Leaf, before you go out there, if you got defrosting problems, they're going to send the defrost thermostat, the heater, and the control board before you get there. So they're going to make sure you get one call complete. They're going to send you all the parts that you need when you get there. Not that you going to start doing stuff like that, but otherwise, it's gonna be too expensive to warehouse all those parts. And you're going that then goes back. You have to have a huge van and stuff like that. A lot of people now go more compact with the vans. A lot of people are not so, especially now with the part shortages and stuff and lead time of parts. People are almost knowing now that it's going to take them a little while to get parts. Even the restaurants. It's funny. The restaurants that I've been doing work on, even they have gotten to the point now where they know it's going to, can you just get us to where we can operate until the part come in? So it used to be when they called me, they'd be like, "Hey, I need you to come here and get it fixed." Now it is, "Hey, can you swing through here and just get it operating so we can make it until you can get the part?" And so that's everybody now is getting that mentality where it's not going to be a bunch of warehousing of parts. But really, going back to what I'm saying, all of this goes to say, don't beat yourself up. This is a game that you're going to constantly be learning how to repair stuff. It's not going to be like somebody go and learn how to replace a knee and they're doing the same job over and over and over. Even if the doctors are replacing knees, they still don't. My elbow, they do. The guy who does the joint for my elbow, if you look at it, I still can't straighten up my elbow. And that's all they've been doing forever and ever is elbows. The elbow ain't changed. It was like I always tell them, I said, all I had to do was replace an elbow. It'd be like a direct drive washing machine. You know, it won't be nothing you couldn't fix on because you've been doing it forever, and you know everything's going to be there. But with this technology, it's just so fast and it's changing. Just think, you got to learn now. You got to learn Wi-Fi, cell phone technology. You got the ranges now where people calling from work to turn the range on before they leave home, and you got ranges. Some ranges got compressors in them, and dryers got compressors in them. You got all this stuff going on now that you have to know. Technology change. You got induction. All this stuff you got to know. You got to know physics. You got to know all of this. You know, with residential wiring and stuff, the way you wire houses and all that, getting it there, that ain't changed. You know, the how electricity flows the same. It hasn't changed any. I can learn residential wiring and some of the building codes and stuff that changed, but how it actually operates, it ain't changed. It operates the same. Same thing with plumbing. The building codes and stuff change, but how you deliver and get rid how you deliver water and and get rid of the waste that ain't changed. You got to have a certain amount of drop on that pipe in order for the waste to flow out. Um, so you all that hasn't changed. With us and HVAC. Um, and we differ from HVAC too. Us and HVAC is constantly changing all the time, and we change a lot more than HVAC. And not only that, I always say we kind of like a veterinarian. Like a medical doctor. that only works on human beings. They only got to know the anatomy of the human being, just that. We're like a veterinarian where we got, if they bring a guinea pig, we got to know the anatomy of a guinea pig, a dog, a cat, a snake. That's with us as appliance repair. You got to know all those different body anatomies and how they operate and how to treat it. So same thing with us. We got to know the dishwasher, the washer, the dryer, the microwave, all that stuff we have to know. Now people are getting coffee makers in their houses. And that's becoming now a standard for them to have coffee makers in their houses and stuff. And we got to learn how to repair those. With all that's been said, don't beat yourself up. Do those 1 or 2 stops per day, and you'll find out at after about a year or two, you'll find out where your capacity is and how where you're comfortable operating at, and you'll find out that you're not going to be chasing dollars and stuff anymore. You're going to be chasing comfort. You're gonna want a quality of life. The money is not gonna mean as much to you. You're gonna want a quality of life where you know all your bills are paid. You don't owe anybody anything. You go to work at a decent time to come home, have dinner with your kids and your wife. You can coach the sports for your son and your daughters. All that stuff. That's the stuff gonna start to mean a lot more to you than the actual money part of it. All right, we're gonna read some of the stuff we got going on in the chat, and then we're gonna get ready to get out of here. Shimano 5 Line, salute to Grandmaster Mike and ABC fan. Hey, how you doing, man? I appreciate that. I'll put a link if somebody wants to call in. You're welcome to call in. More than welcome to call in. BK from the Rockies, hey, what's going on? All right. Because we don't read, what's up? My apps, what's up, Mike and ABC fam? Hey, how you doing? I want to tell you all this too. uh, I said I'm trying to give a young lady time to reach back out to me before I do a video. We can't show checks anymore. Don't show checks anymore because the internet is getting crazy. I showed the check where I had paid for my business, my buildings, the amount I paid for my buildings, and believe it or not, somebody was able to copy that and try to write checks for me. And like I keep telling people, Atlanta, Georgia, down in Georgia, became the new Nigerian. It was down there in Atlanta, and I got the young lady. I found her on Facebook, so I know who she is. I reached out to her, so if she makes it right, and the bank and stuff caught it, and they didn't let it go through. But they I got alerts and stuff. We had to change my accounts and all that. So from now on, do not post your checks and stuff anymore. The people now, maybe people are really hurting that bad, but yeah, they're going on, and she had taken a snapshot of the check and how I done my signature and all that, and she had copied and pasted that and made her own check, and I was looking, I said I don't write no check for the account that she wrote it out of is an account that I only buy property out of. I said I ain't writing about no personal check, and then we started looking. Well, she misspelled this bank name. She no, we started looking some stuff. We said oh, somebody gonna forge that, so we was able to catch it. And but yeah, so be careful with doing the checks and stuff. Make sure I would take the bank name out, and I always blocked out the account numbers and stuff like that. But on that one, I figured out which one it was. They were able to catch the account number. Okay. Yeah, everybody hit the like button. Uh, Lord knows it took me months to become remotely slightly confident in my diagnosis. Hell, I've done several first call complete, and I'm still not confident in diagnosis. Yeah, it takes time. It takes time. It takes time to do it. Reggie Crew, think a lot of what y'all are doing. Hope. Let's see. Think a lot of what you all are doing. Hope to get down on the online class and get then come to the hands on. Okay, yeah, we appreciate you. We would love to get you in, man. We would love to get you in. Bob Knight. It's a lot of pressure because the customer be expecting you to fix it. The customer be asking questions while you're trying to figure something you've seen on the video. It is crazy. It's a process. It's worth it. Yeah, it is. Now you can what you call if the customer there because of COVID, you can just tell the customer because of COVID and stuff, we can't be in the same room while I'm working, and that get you some space. And some of the alumni told me that's what they're using. And I thought that was very good. So because of COVID, you can just say, due to COVID protocols, we can't be in the same room while I'm working, and they'll understand. D man, all right. Good evening, ABC fam. Hey, how you doing? Dale Scott, hey, how you doing? What's up, Pitcher man, ABC fam? Sean C, what's up? Good evening, Mike, ABC fam. Thanks again with the call. Choice told me to take cash from the customer instead of credit card. Okay, there you go. That's no problem. Yeah, what Sean C is talking about, he had a customer he went to, and Choice denied their repairs, and they had paid their deductible with uh, with a credit card, and because they got mad at Choice because Choice wouldn't pay for the repairs, they called the credit card and debated the charge and got their service call fee back. So he was calling Choice back to charge Choice for the service call fee, and Choice, I guess, gave him said they'd give him the money, but told him now don't take cash. But you're gonna get some things like that all the time with customers. But with somebody with that type of refrigerator, I'm surprised they done that. All right. What's up, BK from the Rockies, man? What's going on?
What's good, family and friends? Can you hear me crystal clearly?
Yeah, I can hear you good, man. Happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday right back at you, brother.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it.
Hey, my pleasure, man. Can't wait to shake your hand in person next week.
Yeah, I can't wait to get you down here and see you, man.
Yeah, and I'm actually trying to hopefully get some other family members to stop by when I'm in training so I can show them, like, hey, this is what I've been working on for like the last few months, well, last few years, believe it or not, through
Mhm.
YouTube and in person. Been trying to work on it just to build more skills to use my hands because
Yeah,
people need to learn how to use their hands.
yeah, no doubt. I hope they do come down here and see it. Cause what y'all doing is great. What you all are doing is great. Now, how's your business coming along now?
I'm taking it as slow as possible. Like right now, we were talking about with doing diagnosis and whatnot. That's why I wanted to jump on because I was just like, yeah, take your time. Like whenever I do a diagnosis, my goal when I walk in there, like, all right, what is wrong with this appliance? Like
Mhm,
literally, that's my main goal. Before I
mhm,
get to like, all right, how do I fix it? I'm like, well, what the hell is going on? What did they do to
uh-huh,
it? I know how it's supposed to work. What did they
uh-huh,
do to mess it up?
uh-huh,
And then once I get to that point, like, oh, so they put in way too many clothes inside this dryer, or God knows
mhm,
what, and it knocked it off of the rollers, or it
mhm,
messed up the pulley, or messed up the belt,
mhm.
or whatever else may be going on. So, like a lot of times, I get that whole part about the confidence in diagnosing because I know that right there is that's part of the reason why I said, well, I'm going to focus on like one appliance. But
Mhm,
even then, I was like, you know what, the one appliance didn't work. But what did help me out, having talking to Miss Ward, and she
mhm,
said, well, why don't you focus on specific brands? And so,
mhm,
kind of like what you were talking about, I know when I started focusing on a few brands, that's how I actually got my first call completes because I had
mhm,
the parts already for those
mhm,
particular brands. And
mhm.
then as I got more comfortable with it, I started seeing you start seeing trends like, all right, so this one has this issue that seems to happen all the time. Okay, I just keep this part on me. And I go
Right.
see that brand come up on the board like, oh, so it's one of those, and they're saying it's a drum issue. Nah, I know what it is. I got a good
Yeah.
idea what it probably is because I'm looking at the write up. I said, all right,
Mhm.
that's about 7 years old. I said, yeah, this part's wearing out like normal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, everyone out there with trying to get your just working on diagnosis, just take your time. Just go
Mhm,
slow and steady. I know for me personally, it was just like, all right, what the hell's going on? And then
mhm.
yeah, the customer, yeah, it's so funny. The little customer wants to be there and kind
Mhm.
of help you out, and you just like, okay, I know what I'm doing. I knew how to take it apart. You gonna help for real? But then what also happens though, a lot of times the customer they're learning. Like I've
Yeah.
seen customers just look at my tool bag. Hey, what's that?
Mhm.
Pliers? What's this? My voltmeter? And I'm
Uh-huh.
like, well, I need to just do a printout of all the tools I got because some of them genuinely like, yeah, I don't have any tools. I'm just trying to figure it out. So that's when I'm like, all right. this is this part, this is this part, this is that part, and I'm explaining how the parts come together and how their appliance works. And like I've said before in the past with some folks, that's how I've gotten tips because they genuinely appreciate it. I mean, it takes more time, but they
Mhm.
also came back on the back end like, hey, here's a little bit extra. Thank you so much for telling me what this is or what that is and how it works. I don't know if you ran anything like that
Oh
in your
yeah,
time out
yeah.
in the field.
I get that. Used to get that all the time. I'm just getting back in the field. I'm getting back in the field, and the thing uh, that wasn't as big back then as is now is the kids are getting homeschooled. So when I come in
Mm,
now, I'm a science project teaching science. The mom asked me, "You mind if they watch you?" I homeschool them, and this kind of gonna be like their science thing. So I just said,
wow.
as I take it apart and I explain, like you say, I explain it and what I'm doing and what I'm looking
Yeah, literally, as soon as I pull out my voltmeter
at.
and like let's say like I'm working on a dryer. So for me, a lot of times I just pull the back panel covering up where the plug goes into the what is it, the terminal.
Uh
And so
huh.
that's why I check to see, all right, that lets me check the plug to make sure it's right and to make sure I got power coming in. So I just pull it out, set it to a voltage. I'm checking each prong, making sure I got 240, 120 on each side at least. And I say, all right, that lets me know that the plug is good and it lets me know that I got enough power coming in. And then that's usually where the first thing starts because they're looking at the voltmeter like, so that's what that does. I said, it does a
Right.
few other things.
Uh
And
huh.
so I'm not about to go in here and check some other parts up because you got power, but it's not you got to break in your circuit. Sure enough, it's probably a fuse.
Yep.
And then it's loaded down with tons of lint in there because it's never been serviced. So I got to
Uh-huh.
pull out the shop vac, clean it out, change up the fuse or like a high limit thermistor, basically, and then we're ready to go.
You great, man. To talk to you now, and I know the conversations we had 4 or 5 months ago.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, and like for me, like the studying, like you said in the title, is continuously learning. I'm
Mhm.
up there like throwing on other people's YouTube channels or going through
Mhm.
other platforms. Like, oh, so this is what's going on with this, or
Mhm.
maybe they got some of the other things where people say, well, you can actually use this part right here. Let's
Right.
say what was I was working on my own oven. As a matter of fact, my terminal block had burnt up because
Mhm.
it was an older oven. Couldn't
Mhm.
find a specific brand because again, some things are discontinued. But then
Mhm.
you find out, oh well, Whirlpool has this one, or such and such has this one, and it matches up perfectly with it. I'm like, oh, it sure does. And I go talk to my parts people, like, hey, have you heard this? Like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Here you go, there you go. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
perfect. I'm sitting over there like, oh wow, I guess I do know what I'm doing a little bit, maybe a little
You
something.
do. You do. About how many calls have you ran so far?
uh, I got my nice little spreadsheet. I think I got probably my only goal was only to do like maybe 1 to 2 per week. So I'm
Mhm.
probably right around like 10 overall.
Mhm.
Because like my main thing was to just really get comfortable with it, get
Mhm.
comfortable with the parts, get comfortable with what I'm doing, being
Mhm.
able to do my research, my pregame to get ahead of everything, and that's literally it. Three.
Okay. About how much more you get before you make your money back?
Oh no, I been got it back.
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
okay. So
yeah,
that's,
I got
hey,
it back.
once I tell everybody, once you get your money back, we cool then.
Oh
I
yeah,
can
yeah,
come
yeah.
talk to you.
Regardless of getting the money back, bro, it's a great experience. It's something. It really does show you how to use your hands, and then you also have the network. You have the community. You
Mhm.
got everyone you can reach out to. I mean,
Mhm.
hell, other things I've learned and got help was like from reaching out to some of my OGs, reaching out to freaking Miss Ward, hell,
Mhm.
reaching out to you,
Uh-huh.
and then going through the Facebook group and seeing some other ideas because I'm like in the back of my mind like, hey, there's other things I can go with this. Like one of the videos I love to watch was when you and JT were looking at that what was it freaking laundromat.
A laundromat, yeah, yeah.
Bro, I mean a few months ago, like a month or so ago, I went back and looked at both of those videos, like his first one he looked at, and then the one he brought you in. And I just
Mhm.
remember thinking to myself, now that I've been doing this, so I said I could probably figure this out. I could probably fix this, just like how you would say, like, yeah, I can fix this. And now
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, I could maintain all those appliances, and I could probably run that type of business,
Oh yeah, you
maybe.
can. You can. You can.
Yeah, and I'm just like, wow, it kind of opened my eyes to other things because until I took the course and actually got a part of the community, I didn't think about that. Never once came to mind.
Yeah, like I say, it's funny the amount of people who are calling me now, getting close to the end of the year, who got some cash that's doing stuff. It's actually surprising me the businesses that they're going into and that they're talking about buying and stuff, and it's a movement that you all have. Um, sometimes I wish I don't want to turn the camera on a lot of times or record some of the conversations that we have in private. But sometimes I just wish I could just record it and broadcast it to everybody because
Mm.
it's amazing what you all done. And you're coming out of what accounting background?
Oh no, I'm actually a chemistry background.
Oh, okay.
hmm So for me, it's very much like as a matter of fact, the electronics part reminds me of going back to physics back in
Hmm.
college and even in high school. And I was
Hmm.
like, yeah, I remember dealing with a little bit. Like I know what a circuitry diagram is
Hmm.
to some degree.
Hmm.
I got a good idea of the parts, but
Hmm.
then to actually hands-on have it in an actual mechanical device, that
Hmm.
was the jump for me. This goes from book sense to actual hands-on application of it. And so that actually kind of bridged the gap. Like, oh yeah, everything I did learn is actually useful now. and now Mike had actually showed me how to use my book sense and stuff and actual hands-on experience. I'm like, oh yeah, this is the game changer for me. But I'm like, oh, it probably shouldn't be a game changer. I just should have. I wish my school actually showed us more applications of what we were learning,
Yeah.
as well as just
Yeah.
teaching us how to pass a test.
Yeah. Now, have your family and them noticed a change yet?
Oh God, yeah. Hey, baby, my dryer or is doing this, or my washer is doing this.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'll bring my tools when I come visit.
Yeah.
Literally, it's
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, he doing
I
that
gotta
now.
go.
Well,
I
can you
gotta go
look at
down to
this?
my hometown tomorrow to do the same thing.
They sitting there waiting for you to. Well, yeah, this it started doing the. Yeah, I know. I'll go look at it. Okay. So yeah, they definitely noticed. I'm like, Lord, and a lot of times, even though I'm making fun of it, it's good
Mhm.
stuff because it gives me more practice. Like
Mhm.
as a matter of fact, I worked on some friends' washers a while back, and literally I said, "Hey, you buy the parts, I'll work on it." And it was like an
Mhm.
older, like Kenmore top loading washer
Mhm.
had a leak somewhere, so I said it's probably like the freaking fuel pump or whatnot, not fuel
Mhm.
pump, sorry, but you know what I'm talking about the pump.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And so as I'm talking to my friend, I'm actually pulling out my tools, pulling stuff apart, and they're looking at me like, "Wait a minute, you really know what this is?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, 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 yeah." Pulling this apart, and then I had it going on a little bit, got the water flowing. I said, "All right, let's figure out what this." All right, pump's good, but the drain pipe it had a crack in it. I was like, "Oh, here it is," and they're like, "Wow, you really did this?" I said, "Yeah, this isn't just like looking at stuff on YouTube. I've been doing training for it for a while now. Been part of the group for well over a year." And I always like honestly when I'm doing the repairs, I'm like, man, I kick myself more and more because I was like, I wish I had made it to the first one you had back in like 2019 when like everyone when we first started out. Because I'm
Yeah,
like,
because you've been watching ever since then.
yeah, man, I remember when you were on JT's channel, and
Yeah.
then when you started your was it save
Yeah,
invest
same
repeat, yeah,
recipe. Yeah.
right, the first thing. So I've been with it for a minute. It's just I could never get any free time for my job. And
Mhm.
so even though I bought the hands-on event down the road,
Mhm.
I just did the videos. I just did it online. I said, well, when I finally get some time, I'm
Mhm.
definitely gonna get down there. Even though I'm probably gonna be like the little advanced student a little bit, got a little experience.
But
I
that's
still
what
got,
that's like you said. It makes it better when you already started. Then you come to the hands-on. So then you got you have real questions that you want to find out and fix,
oh
and
yeah,
it make it better for you and it make it better for the other people in the class. But you won't be the only one. It'd be several people who probably already started, and it makes it better for them too because then there ain't so much me up here telling them about how the industry is going to be. You all are out there doing it hands on and y'all getting first hand experience and y'all motivate those other guys to go ahead and get started.
yeah, yes indeed. Because I know for me, like just hearing some of the conversations, like here on YouTube, I was like, man, this really kept me going. Like, because I could see how some people like was it Slick who got the land.
Yes.
Yeah, to hear him and then to see his video of him actually out there trying to clear the land and everything, I said,
Yeah.
"Now, that's nice." I said to
Yeah.
see from
Yeah.
where he
That's good.
went to right
Yeah.
now, yeah, you see the progression.
Yeah, yeah, that's very inspiring. Now I'm hoping that the other people who are doing their things, I hope that they put their stuff out there too, and keep giving people inspiration. A lot of times, it gets to a point where they don't want to put it out because they feel like it's bragging and boasting. But it's very inspirational to see that. Like I
Nah,
said, that
nah,
inspired me.
yeah, I see why some people may think it's bragging, but nah, it's like all the content that people absorbs. It's not bragging there. It's actually very educational. It's very like inspiring. It helps. It helps build the community. It helps. If it helps show proof of concept that yes,
Mm-hmm.
Mike's system, the blueprint, it does work. And
Mm-hmm.
then from there, it's a foundation for you to build other things off of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my opinion.
Yes, yes.
But now I'm not gonna hold you up, brother. I
All
just
right.
definitely want to jump in on that because I know the struggles about doing diagnosis. Because I know for me, I was like, yeah, I want to fix. Wait a minute, what am I fixing? I'm just sitting in there in the back of my mind, and I'm trying. I'm literally got the best poker face on, talking to the customer, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna fix. What the hell am I gonna fix? I need to figure out what's going on. So before I said like diagnose to get perfection, I said, well, diagnose to figure out what's wrong with it. Now you
Yes.
can start figuring out how to fix it. And then as
Mhm.
I get more comfortable with this, in my opinion, with the specific brands, then
Mhm.
I can start remotely thinking about first call complete. But like you said,
Yeah.
yeah, to try and preempt it, no, I've lucked up. I really have genuinely lucked up because I stacked the deck as much as possible. But in reality, yeah, you're gonna come there for that first initial diagnosis, figure out how good or how bad it is, and then you're gonna come back later on, like give yourself about a good week and some change because you never know, your part may appear to
Yeah.
be in stock, but it's not.
Correct.
Then you come back, all right, now I can fix it because I had to do that a bunch of times.
Yep, no doubt.
Anyway, everyone be safe. Pleasure talking to you, brother Mike. Take care.
Okay. All right, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. That's BK from the Rockets. He'll be here next week for the training. Can't wait to meet him. Gersh Griffin, Peace ABC found the opportunity is very forgiving. Yeah, this industry is very, very forgiving. And like I say, it's such a high demand for our services that you whatchamacallit, that you have to it's such a high demand for appliance repair people, and is I can't even put it into words. How much demand it is to the point where I might have to whatchamacallit. I had spent I had in my mind I had spent the money for my taxes, and I found out what we're gonna be paying. Uh, what the end up being that I had to pay last night, and I've been thinking every all day today. I jump in that truck and I can go 5 days a week, and I can what you call get all the cash that I need to service my appliance, my my tax bill before the end of January, and be able to purchase the other stuff that I wanted. I'm not. I'm just gonna go ahead and pay it off and be done. My apps, diagnostics is the key. It's the hardest thing to learn. I'm learning in the cubicle now. Yeah, because you not only are you learning the mechanics of how it works mechanically, but you're then learning how to read schematics. You're learning how to use your voltmeter. You know, sometimes just learning how to use the voltmeter, you get you second guess because you don't trust the voltmeter. You wanted the voltmeter bad. Sometimes the guys that come on, they got two voltmeters. Why you got two voltmeters? I just want to check and make sure the other one's working. I said, all you need is one. They have two of them. They check with this one, they don't believe it, so they go get the other vote meter to check it. And so, but that all comes with confidence and you working and doing more of them. The more you do, the better, the more confidence you get. Reloaded appliance. Because what's going to happen eventually? Somebody gonna call and they can tell you what's going on in less than 2 minutes. You already know what the problem is. Have a good clue of what the problem is before you get there. You'll start to do that, and then you get burned again because you get there assuming that that's the problem, and you'll you'll find out it might not be that problem. And or it might be that problem, and you might create another problem in the process, and that'll stump you. I was working on a stack dryer the other day, and what would happen every time you hit the start button, it'll start, but as soon as you take your finger off the start button, it would stop. And this one actually had a belt switch. And so what was bad was the actual belt switch. I thought it might have been the motor. I said, oh, it's a centrifugal switch on the motor. That's what went through my mind. Kind of find out it's not that. It was the actual belt switch. Okay, put the belt switch in, and I go to hit start and it doesn't do anything. What in the world? I said, what's going on? Then I thought, oh, I must have left the belt switch unplugged. So I take it all the way apart, look at that's not it, and then I said, but did I short something out or did I pull it? Then I remember checking the thermal fuse. I thought maybe I left that wire off, and then Lord and behold, something just told me to look at the timer. I turned around, look at the timer. What happened? The wire harness. I was trying to pull the wire harness off, unplugged it, the connector, and in the process, I pulled on the wire harness, and I pulled two of the pins, two of the wires off the timer. And so I had caused a problem and didn't know it. And I had pulled the wires off the timer so it wouldn't work. And I'd have been there another 30 minutes fighting, trying to figure out what it is. I had put it together and took it apart two or three times. But that happened. And I found out what the problem was, put it together, it worked. But it happens to all of us. Reloaded appliance. I had my first built-in Bosch coffee maker yesterday. Retail $3,200. Repair was $570. All right, there you go. That's a great job. Yeah, we're gonna start to see those a whole lot more. What I'm starting to get here now, this is one thing where I have this shop downtown, and I'm here, and people know that I'm here. I'm getting a lot of the restaurant people to actually, they're actually starting to bring me equipment. So I got a penny press here. The food trucks come by and they drop off equipment for me to fix. So the restaurants bringing me equipment. The food trucks are bringing me equipment. Also, I got people. I don't know, but I might become like the service center for the Vitamix blenders on this side, where a lot of tropical smoothies will just start sending me there. So I might become the service center here. So if I do, they'll just ship all of them here. I'll fix them here. So having this little shop here is actually giving me a lot of foot traffic of people bringing stuff. The restaurants bringing me their equipment to fix. Hey, what's up, DC now? Bob Knight, when starting out, it's good to stick with one or two appliances and study one or two brands. Yeah, that's good. That's good advice. I definitely like the one or two appliances, and you can if you got enough call volume coming through where you can stick to one or two brands. That's nothing wrong with that either, and branch out. Yeah, BK from the Rockies says so true about having an idea what the problem is could be. Like Samurai Appliance Repairman said, Appliance Technology says start with the load of interest, LOI. Okay, there you go. I have to look that up. I don't know when he said load of interest. That he gives a lot of good names like that, load of interest. I haven't looked at a lot of his videos as far as diagnosing, but I know he does that load of interest and three-step tango and stuff like that. So he gives good advice. Appliance flipper. Have you touched base with Mark Lauderman calling it quits? I just saw he emailed me either last night or this morning. He emailed me about reaching out to me. Let me check something real quick. He sent it through Facebook. I jump on Facebook from time to time, not as much. Um, Give me a second. And this is the thing too. I want to tell you all. When you purchase Appliance Bootcamp, you have access to talk to me anytime you get ready. So if you're having a problem, just reach out. Yeah. If you got a problem, all you gotta do is reach out. Just send me an email, and from there, I'll give you a number. You call me, we can talk. But yeah, he sent me a text message, and so as soon as he reach out to me, we can definitely get him going. I wonder where Mark is located. He's out in California. California should be good. California should be good. But yeah, he got an email. Just email me, and I'll send him a number, and we can get it going. Patrick Young, what's good, Mike? What's good, ABC fam? There you go. Yeah, and that goes for anybody. If you bought the course, just go to your teacher. If you got any problems, just go to your teachable website and email me and just tell me you have an issue. I'll send you a Zoom link or I'll send you a telephone number, and and that's what you pay for when you pay for the course. And from there we get on the phone and I help you figure it out. That's why you bought the course, and that's what I'm here for. Also, you get the number at the bottom of the screen, 919-373-5526. You can call that number. Now, don't call it no 2 o'clock in the morning, and don't call Eastern Standard Time. Don't call. I stop answering it at 5 o'clock. It's for if you need it on Wednesdays from 1 to 4 Eastern Standard Time, you can call. Anybody can call, and I'll talk to you. But if you call any other days other than that, if I'm not if I'm available, I'll pick up the phone. But on Wednesdays, from 1 to 4, you call that number. Anybody can, and they can talk to you. But yeah, so he has the email address. I don't have his actual phone number. All I got is the email. But he has the email address. He just email it through Teachable, and I give him a phone number, and we can take care of it. And like I say, he paid for it, and he always had that ability. And that's the other thing too. Don't never feel bad. I hear some people say, I don't want to talk to you because I know you're busy. You paid for the course. When you pay for the course, that's what you get. You get me to actually help you get up and going. Don't never feel bad when you paid somebody to do something. You reach out to me. Decent enough. I learned the hard way to ensure not to get tunnel vision on completing jobs and forget your vehicle maintenance. Had to replace a battery today after it went out on the pride on the day Friday. Yep. Uh, I'm doing that now. I'm going through repairing all my vehicles. Bob Knight, I'm in the metro area and signed up with COD lead company. They're sending me 3 to 6 calls a day for the COD, but I'm just getting started. It get costly, misdiagnosed, and laugh out loud. Yeah. Have you ever had any appliance repairs um, uh, experience, or you prior to going to COD? Because if you're just starting out, I prefer you not to go straight COD because if you misdiagnose, it's gonna cost you money. Much rather you use a third party warranty company for that protection. My warranty company seen present most opportunities if you answer your phone. I get asked to do installs and run calls outside of my service areas. Yeah, they do. Most of the time, all you gotta do is just answer your phone. And in this business, if you just answer your phone, you get all the work you can have. Um, it's almost let's see. I take some of the calls depending on my skills. Yeah, it's one of these jobs where uh, people get mad at you they because you don't have enough time. Like now, certain stuff I don't do anymore. I don't do electrical anymore. Mr. Call that used to work with me, he has electrical contractor license. So Mr. Call does all my electrical now. If anybody call want to do electrical, I give it to Call. I don't have time to do the electrical. Well, what happened? My a lot of family and friends and people like that, they want me to do their electrical. I'll be saying I don't do it anymore. So then they get to the point where you don't want to do the work. No, I have too much work to do. Same thing. Uh, some people, I know their situation. I know they can't afford my services. To be honest, I know that they can't afford my services. So um, I sometimes I try not to. Um, I like to do their work, but I know what they're looking for. They're looking to get something fixed for $100 or less. It's $85 for us to come out, so they just can't afford my services. Um, so sometimes if they call and they ask, "Can you come look at something?" I always refer them to go to my website. Yeah, go to my website, book an appointment. And then they ask, well, "How soon can you get here?" I said, "You have to look at the go to the website. We book through the appointment, and that's the time and date we'll be there." And then there on the website, it tells them it's going to be $85, and then a lot of times they'll call me back. Hey Sneed, I thought about it. I'm gonna see if I can find a used one. I don't want to put no money into that. I rather I paid $100 for it. Okay, fine. But otherwise, they want me to come out and look at it, thinking they're gonna get it fixed for less than $100, and it don't work like that. And a lot of times, people think that we don't have any work to do. They thinking I'm just sitting around, don't have anything to do, and they can call, and I'm on the way there right now. We already booked all next week. So all next week is gone, and we booked past Thanksgiving. So if I'm telling people that we're booked up like that, they can't believe it. Patrick Young, Mike, I'm so glad I found you in Appliance Boot Camp. And I'm so proud to be an alumni. I'm about to transition to the garage door repair business. Oh wow, way to go, man! Congratulations, Pat. That's good stuff. 63 Impala Rag Dude. I made the easiest $200 ever yesterday. I had a decor cooktop. The people were selling the house. The cooktop was the only holdup. I cleaned the igniters in 10 minutes. They wanted the receipt more. Yep, there you go. Yep, great job, man. Yeah, I got a bunch of those. That's good. Bob Knight, I've been an electrician for 10 years, so electrical part and understanding is easy, but lacks the hands-on part. Okay, all right, that's good. Yes, Mark out of Thousand Oaks, California, Aloha Appliance Repair LLC. Oh my God, yeah, he's supposed to be making a lot of money out there, a lot of money. I'd like to know what's his profession now. If you if I always said this about some of my buddies who wanted to get into. They had fairly decent jobs. They were engineers, uh, principals, superintendents. They weren't hurting for no money. So if they're not really hurting for no money, and they love their job, sometimes that's harder for them to actually go get into this business too. They'd much rather go back to doing their corporate job. So I wonder what he currently does. But if he's out in that area, uh, you just don't sneak up in that area. So he probably has a decent career prior to coming here. It's like one guy down in he's down in Georgia. He makes great money, and before he came here, he had bought an office. He had spent a bunch of money on his appliance, but he never started. He might have started now. I don't know, but he never started his appliance repair business. But he had spent so he had the $1,000 tool bag. He had everything. I think he had everything in Milwaukee. He had all this flute meters. He had the top of the line everything. He had his own. He had went and rented an office space. He had never done a service call, and he still hadn't. But because he made plenty of money with his other businesses, he just didn't have the time to do it. He didn't have the drive to. He had the drive, but he was comfortable. And so I wonder if that might have been. I'll find out once Mark reach out to me. But I'll find out if it's something like that. But that's a great area. A lot of money to be made out there. A lot of money to be made. Well, it's 9 o'clock, and I want to thank everybody for actually joining us today. Uh, Let me read this last one. The demand is crazy in appliance repair. I'm in New York City, and it's so much work out here. Can't believe it. It's crazy. Thanks, Mike, for the appliance bootcamp. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's so much work out here everywhere. Mike, let's see. Mike, I've met about six garage door repair guys, and they all have one thing in common. They are all multi-millionaires. Yeah, yeah. And that's another trade too that a lot of people don't know about the garage doors. A lot of people don't know about that. Just like appliance repair. All these things that people all these skilled trades that nobody really knows about that everybody has and make a lot of money. We're getting into them now, and you're seeing the progression we're getting, where people now are not only are they doing the appliance repair, they're buying other businesses, they got cash, they invest in stuff, they got all this stuff, and it's great. This is great. This is great, and like I say, uh, to the point where you all have done so much for me. Like I say, I'm at the point now. where my wife feels comfortable coming back home now. She doesn't feel embarrassed about it. She feels comfortable coming back home and not having to work, mainly because of you all too. Because the secret stuff that you all have done and how y'all spouses are happy to come home and don't feel like there's nothing demeaning not to they went to college and done all this advanced degrees to come home and actually be dependent upon their husband and stuff. They don't look at it as being demeaning anymore, especially in the African American community. So you all have helped me with that. That was one of my dreams to get my wife back home. You all have done that, and I'm happy. I'm really happy about that. And to see you all now, where y'all got businesses, business. I mean, we have real businesses, and we got real money, and it's good. It's good to see this. Once again, I want to thank everybody for watching. If you would like to get some of our popcorn, the link is in the description. And next week is our last hands-on live event for this year. We'll be the last one. And I want to thank everybody for all they've done with supporting Appliance Boot Camp. Uh, Everything y'all done to make all this right here possible for me, my family, and for the alumni. The alumni is just magnificent. Once again, I want to thank everybody for watching, and I'll be talking to you all on Monday.